I've been receiving a lot of questions this week, and fascinatingly, most of them have been from children in our community. And so this week I'd like to address the children in our community. First, a word to their parents. Mum, Dad, let us be careful in terms of what we're discussing in front of our young children. And let us not make isolated incidents, as terrible and as awful as they are, let us not present isolated incidents as widespread and generic, because they're not. Now, it's important to realize that yes, we're watching horrendous images on the streets of Paris, on the streets of Los Angeles, and on the streets of Montreal. And we watch the news very carefully coming out of Israel as we see the country defend herself from the terrible atrocities of terrorist organizations. But let us not instill unnecessary fear in our children. Let's use our seichel, be smart about what we discuss and how. And now a message for the children themselves. Kids, the questions I've been receiving: do we remove our mezuzah from our door? Do we take off our kippot? Should we remove the Israeli flags from our cars? The answer is no. We do not take down our mezuzot. We do not remove our kippah. We do not put away the Israeli flags from our cars, because we are proud to be Jewish. Now, I know that there's a lot more security perhaps at your school. I know that you might be sensing, watching images on television, hearing conversations that are taking place. There's a heightened sense of concern, and that's also being responsible. But in life, there are times where you need to stand up for yourself. And just as there may be a bully in your class or your grade or your school, we don't sit quietly and let ourselves be pushed around because somebody is behaving inappropriately. And we don't try to make ourselves disappear for fear that they may see us. On the contrary, we need to stand tall and proud and remind ourselves that to be Jewish is the most wonderful thing of all, and to support the state of Israel is the most wonderful thing of all. And yes, there are terrible people out there, unfortunately. And yes, they would prefer violence and hatred to peace and kindness. But let us always remember who we are. We are proud Jews who love Torah, who love our traditions, who love our community, who love the state of Israel. And we are a peaceful people, wanting the best, not just for ourselves, but for everybody. And the way in which we stand tall is we show ourselves who we are with pride. The mezuzah stays on the door. We keep our kippah on our heads. The Israeli flag waves, and it waves symbolizing everything that we hold important. A love of Israel, a love of peace, and a love of what it means to be Jewish. These might be difficult times that we are living through right now, but don't be afraid. These voices are there to make us scared, but they're voices. And even when people act out and behave badly, we have people who can protect us, our families, our community, even if it means the greater, broader society with the police and law and order. We live in a country of law and order. We have nothing to be afraid of. We should be responsible and smart, and most of all, proud to be Jewish. If you want to get in touch with me, please call me up. Please touch base, email me. Always here to answer every question of every child in the community. And together, Gam zeh ya'avor, this too shall pass. And it will pass with us being proud Jews. Shabbat Shalom.